So over the last 12 months, there has been so many changes for international students in Australia. And sometimes it gets mind-boggling to understand what's happening, when it happened, and what are the changes. So in this video, we are looking at all the changes that has come into effect for international students in Australia in 2024, and also the changes that has come into effect from 2025 already, and one upcoming change that will come into effect from the 1st of February 2025. So if you want to know about all these changes, please stick around till the end. So Australian government started making announcements regarding international students at the start of last year, but most of the changes started coming into effect from the March 2024 onwards. So the first major change came into effect from the March 2024, and that was regarding the replacing of genuine temporary entrant GTE by genuine student requirement GS, which is now known as GS requirement. Most of you might have heard about what GTE was. It was basically like a statement that you have to write to tell the Australian government that you are coming genuinely for your studies here in Australia. Well, there was not a major change in terms of the requirements. Major change was in terms of how it is structured. With the GTE, you are required to write a 300-word statement telling the Australian government why you want to study in Australia, what's the benefit of that course to your life, and how would you use that course upon returning to your home country. Now, similar sort of things are there in GS requirement. The only difference is you are asked to answer multiple questions instead of writing a statement. And there is a maximum word limit of 150 words for each question that you have to answer. So that was the first change, that GS requirements were introduced, replacing the GTE. On the same day in March 2024, Australian government also changed the English requirements. So a government increased the English language requirements for international students. So from March 2024, if you are applying for student visa, the minimum overall score for IELTS test has increased from 5.5 to 6.0. For students planning to study ALICOS courses, scores increased from 4.5 to 5.0. For the university, foundation or pathway programs, it has stayed the same, which is still 5.5 overall IELTS test requirement. And also for temporary graduate visa, it increased from 6.0 to 6.5. The government also reduced the validity of the test for the temporary graduate visas from 3 years to just 1 year, which means most of the students will have to retake the English test when they're applying for their temporary graduate visas. So that was the second change that was implemented on the same day, on the 23rd of March 2024. Now the next change came into effect from May 2024, and that was regarding increase in financial requirements for Australian student visas. Now in October 2023, the government already increased the financial requirements. But only after a few months, the government decided that was not enough, so they increased these financial requirements again. And these are the new financial requirements if you are planning to apply for a student visa. If you're just applying for yourself as a student, that will be $29,710. If you are bringing partner with you on your student visa, then there is an additional financial requirement of $10,394. If you're bringing dependent child on your student visa, there is additional $4,449. If your kids are at a school age, then you have to add additional $13,502. And these are the funds you need to show when you are applying for your student visa for Australia. And that came into effect from the May 2024. If you are using your sponsor or you're sponsoring yourself, the evidence for annual income has also increased from $72,465 to $87,856. Next set of changes came into effect from the July 2024. Usually July is the start of a new financial year here in Australia, and we usually anticipate a lot of changes during that time of the year. Now first major change was in terms of increase in student visa fees. So Australian government decided to increase the Australian student visa fee from just $710 to 1,600 Australian dollars. That was a significant 125% increase in the student visa fee. Obviously, students who were applying, plus most of the education providers were not happy with it, but hey, it's government decision, they just increased it. Funny enough, they did not give any notice at all. So without any announcements, they just increased it randomly from 1st of July 2024. It was a big shock, but hey, as I said, it's government. can't do much about it. Apart from that, they also made changes to the temporary graduate visas that came into effect from the 1st of July as well. And obviously there were some significant changes for the temporary graduate visas. First one was that they renamed all the different streams for temporary graduate visas. So we'll go through with each one of them. So the first one we talk about is graduate work stream, which was renamed to post vocational education work stream, making it a bit more clear that this specific stream of temporary graduate visa is for the students who have done their vocational education or associate degree. If you have done associate degree, diploma or other trade qualification related to the occupation which is listed on MLT SSL, which is medium and long-term strategic skills list, then you can get up to 18 months of a post-study work visa. Also, they reduced the age for these visas from 50 years to just 35 years. However, British nationals and Hong Kong passport holders are exempt and they can still apply up to the age of 50 years. And those Hong Kong and British national overseas passport holders can also stay up to 5 years under this post-vocational education work stream. The second stream, that's one of the most popular one, is post-study work stream. It has been renamed to post-higher education work stream. And as the name suggests, it is for people who have done higher education here in Australia. So if you have done bachelor's, master's or PhD, then this is the post-study work visa you can apply for. The duration of this varies depending upon the course you have completed. For example, the bachelor degree students gets up to 2 years. The master's degree student, if they are completing it by coursework or extended, it's also up to 2 years. Masters by research and PhD students gets 3 years. And the age, which was quite a debatable issue, has been reduced to 35 years, except if you are doing masters by research or PhD course, or if you are a Hong Kong or a British national overseas passport holder. For those exempted ones, you can still apply up to the age of 50 years. And previously there was a 2-year extended period available for some selected occupations. That has ended from the 1st of July 2024 as well. However, because of a trade agreement with India, Indian nationals still get some additional time frame on their post-study work visas, especially under this post-higher education work stream. So if you are an Indian national and if you have completed your bachelor's degree with honors in STEM, you get up to 3 years of post-study work visa. Masters, whether you have done coursework, extended or by research, you get 3 years. And Indian nationals who are completing PhD courses can get up to 4 years of post-study work visa. Now, the third stream of post-study work visa is second post-study work stream. This has been renamed as well, which is second post-higher education work stream. No other changes were announced. This stream is specifically for students who have studied in regional areas. And the replacement stream, which was introduced during the COVID time, is not into existence from the 1st of July 2024. Also in July 2024, government ended the student visa hopping, which some people were using to jump from other temporary visas to student visas. Specifically speaking, the government targeted the visitor visas and temporary graduate visas, and people with these visas are now not able to apply for student visas onshore from the 1st of July 2024. They can apply for another student visa, but they have to do it offshore. And here is a complete list of other visa holders that can no longer apply for student visas onshore from the 1st of July 2024. Now, during the year, there was also a lot of talk about the student caps. The idea behind was to reduce the international student numbers to 270,000 places for the year 2025. Fortunately, that did not go through in the parliament as the Greens and coalition did not support these caps. But in December 2024, government obviously pulled another trigger and they replaced the Ministerial Direction 107 with Ministerial Direction 111. Now, this was specifically targeted toward how the student visas are processed for international students. So government introduced this new student visa processing system with the 2 priority levels. Priority 1 basically means that your student visa gets processed faster, and the condition is that your education provider in Australia has not met 80% of their indicative enrollment numbers. And these are the numbers that government planned for the student caps. So you'll get your visa processed faster if your education provider has not met this 80% of the allocated student numbers. And if they have met this 80% of the numbers, then you go in priority 2, which means standard processing, which is also known as slow processing. This applies to all the student visa applications done on or after 19th of December 2024. We have got a complete video regarding that as well, so if you would like to know more details regarding that, I highly recommend you to watch this video here, where we discuss more in detail about what these priority levels are and how it works. And that was in 2024. Now from January 2025, we have another change, and this was targeted toward onshore students. So from 1st of January 2025, letter of offers are no longer accepted for onshore student visa applications. So if you are a student in Australia and want to apply for another student visa, you will need to have a COE, confirmation of enrollment, in order to apply for that visa. Previously, you could have just got letter of offer and that was fine enough to apply for your new student visa. But now from the 1st of January 2025, that is no longer the case. You have to get a confirmation of enrollment, COE, to apply for a student visa onshore. Yes, some students have to reapply for another visa or they have to extend their visa. In that case, yeah, you definitely have to follow these requirements. Now, another change that is coming from the 1st of February 2025, and it's already been confirmed, is the change in the fee for temporary graduate visas. Yes, within a year, we have 2 increases for the temporary graduate visas here in Australia. Actually, government already increased the fee for this temporary graduate visa in July 2024. But this is the second increase within a year. So previously, the base application charge for temporary graduate visa was $1,945. This was an increased number from the 1st of July 2024. But from 1st of February 2025, the new fees will be $2,235. If you have additional applicant aged 18 or above, which means if you have a partner, the fees will be increased to $1,115. If you have any applicant under age of 18, then it will be $560. And if you are going to apply for a second temporary graduate visa, then the fees has increased for that as well. Look at this chart here and you can see the difference between what the previous fees was and the new incoming fee from the 1st of February 2025. And because it's an election year here in Australia, we are expecting few more changes coming for international students. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, as we try to bring all the relevant updates on the channel as quickly as they come out. We also have a ton of other useful content on this channel. Plus we have other useful information available on our other social media channels as well, like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and we have a very detailed information on our website as well. All these news updates, you can read it on our website, and many other updates that comes along for international students. Now, if you want to know the changes for the student visa processing for international students in 2025, then I suggest you to watch this video here, where I talk about these 2 priority levels that have come into effect from the 19th of December 2024, especially for offshore visa applicants. So click that video over there and I'll see you in that video.